So here we are for the next round in Wackersdorf of the DKM, and I'm with Ralf Schumacher. Now, Ralf, an exciting time, I guess, for karting, exciting time for the team because the boys are up there at the top in the championship. But something I'd like to talk to you about this weekend is the Karting Teams Association, because it's been in the news, of course, since July, the end of July. And yeah, I think it would be great to hear a little bit more about what is the association, what you've got in mind, what are the plans?
Well, first of all, it's just all the teams united that take part on the international CIK events, just in order to support the CIK in having a, let's say, even better possibility to work together, trying to be united in what we think we need to make our organization even more successful, more efficient, and at the end deliver better product to the drivers, to our customers.
Do you think this is something that has been in need, that the drivers needed somebody or some kind of organisation to say, you know, what's important at this point, you know, in the sport and also for the future?
I think what's really important is that you try to organize yourself. It's not any good if you know, each individual runs around, have his opinion, and then it's even more difficult for the CIK to react. So it's our job to have a united opinion and then try, you know, to work it out together with the CIK. And I think it's always good if it's constructive, and that's what we're looking forward for.
Of course, in the past, you've also had to represent the drivers, you know, when you were racing yourself. And as you say, it's important to have that organisation because generally people do have great ideas and they want something to happen. This, of course, is going to be the challenge, I guess, is what happens from now.
Well, it's always a challenge, but at the end, I think there's some points we would like to be changed, and you know, we are already talking to the CIK whether it's possible next year. We will see, but we're going to push for it for sure because we believe it's helping the situation. But I have to say, you know, everything so far is really positive, even when I speak to the responsible in the CIK, because at the end of the day, it's what we all want. We want happy customers and a lot of drivers, participants, and that's why we need to work together.
Of course, one point you brought up when you announced the association was it's important for the customers, for the people, for the private teams as well, you know, who, we want to be here and to be able to enjoy the sport because the cost of, like a lot of things, goes up.
Well, I think it's difficult to turn the wheel back because you know how it is with all the testing that is involved now, and it's so karting became so professional now that for sure, you know, already now the cost level is very high, and we need to make sure that it's not even higher in the future. And I have to say, okay, the OK class for me was a good step forward on the technical side, and now, you know, it's just trying to be more efficient on testing, less traveling maybe, you know, safe tracks as well, because certainly karting becomes faster and faster, so we have to make sure that the environment is, you know, is up to the needs of the new generation of cars as well.
Of course, that's what the young drivers always say. When you say, what do you love most about driving? They say, oh, the speed. So, you know, but you also have introduced the ADAC Academy, which is a great, really a great initiative for the next generation.
I mean, it's a great system, but it was copy-paste from the CIK, to be honest, because you have the International Academy, and I love to see those races, and I think it's a great opportunity for little budget to see whether, you know, the driver, the kid, the whatever is up to, and he really loves. You don't need to buy anything, you just come, rent, have a proper material that you would need for the next year, or the same you race for the next year. And I think we are really, well, I'm really happy that the ADAC helped me to have that in Germany now. And I think, okay, we are only 15, but some good racing on there. We have already the winner for this season. But yeah, I'm looking forward to next year.
Yeah. Now, of course, one more point before we finish. You talked about the CIK. I know for a fact they're looking for a new promoter. Of course, they opened the tender for this. Now, how significant is this, from your perspective, in the future? What is the role of this person? What are those responsibilities that you see as important?
I think the most important issue will be to promote. And I think from an organizational point of view, the promoter we have, or we had so far, is really doing a great job, but it's just now time, you know, to go the next step, to have maybe television back, to attract some more sponsors for the driver, and to show the world how competitive and how good karting is, even better than we do now.
I think a lot of people would be surprised, and we're hoping they come down here to Wackersdorf also to watch the racing this weekend. But yeah, it's been great to talk to you, and of course we will look forward to see who the promoter is. And yeah, some great ideas. We do need support, we do need sponsors, and some of the young drivers here are the people who make the entertainment not only for themselves but for everybody when they go, as you said in an interview, you know, over the last week. Without the karting sport, you don't have race drivers, do you?
This is, for me, it's 100% right, because that's where they start and get all the skills they need for later in car racing. And if you imagine they start in the age of 6, and then they go through 6 years or 8 years amazing time in karting, starting with the very slow mini cars into the OK Senior or even KZ. Yeah. And I think what they deliver this year, if you consider the international racing, the very high level, the standard, the top 10 always within 1/10 of a second in qualifying, this is really amazing. And I'm very sure out of the last 2 years, for the next generation in car racing, we're going to hear from some of them.
Now, just your opinion. I just thought of something. When the drivers go to cars at this age, 15, 16 years of age, do you think there is an opportunity where they do some shifter racing before? Is this a good idea for you, from your opinion, or it doesn't matter?
I have to say now, with the new OK Senior class and the speed they're doing, I think, I had 2 examples. I had 2 young drivers just joining and making their first Formula 4 test. One is KZ and one was from OK, and they both did a great job. So I think this exists in the OK Senior class. You might as well use like a KZ. I don't think it's so much. Even in speed, it's maybe less than a second sometimes.
So in the end, it doesn't matter, and they adapt. And anyway, they're always racing on the simulator, aren't they?
I think at the end you shouldn't move too early. It's very individual, but I think it's more. I would always suggest to rather make a year more in karting, get more experience, grow up a little more, and then go for the next one.
Yeah, there's always time. So, okay, thank you very much for joining us. We also look forward to what's happening with the Karting Teams Association, and of course anyone who wants to support that, all the information they can find online, in any case on your Facebook page as well.
On the Facebook page, but we have soon we will have an online page. But as I said, it's not a tool to be too much, it's just to be very open about what we need, what we ask for, and just to support the situation, not to fight for something that's not needed.
We need to work together, so yeah, that's what we're doing. Stay with us, and yeah, thank you very much, Ralf. It's great to have you here and also to hear about the plans.
Thank you.